Om Shanti. Today, 17th December 2022. Sakar Dada's Murli. The ocean of love, the ocean of happiness, the ocean of power. Our sweetest Sakar Baba tells for us that, sweet children, don't sit here and there and to waste your time doing useless things. Stay in remembrance of the Father, and your time will then be used in a worthwhile way. Sweet children, don't sit here and there and waste your time doing useless things. Stay in remembrance of the Father, and your time will then be used in a worthwhile way. Question of the day is, which children can glorify the Father's name? Answer is, those who serve in the same way as the Father. If you perform every action in the same way as the Father, you will receive a great reward. Baba is inspiring you children to make effort in order to make us equal to Him. Another question is, who would be called introverted? How is your introversion unique? Answer is, to remain soul conscious is to be introverted. You souls have to listen to everything from the Father alone, to connect your intellects in yoga to only the one Father and become virtuous is your unique introversion. Song of the day is Salutations to Shiva. Om Namah Shiva. Om Shanti. Sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, you heard the song. You heard the Father's praise. Your children receive the reward of the Father's praise, and you then glorify the Father's name. However, you can only reveal Him when you do the same service that He does. Such children will receive a great reward. Your children now exist in practical form. Devotees simply sing His praise. You know that Bap Dada is personally sitting in front of you at the conference age. The Father will definitely tell you this through the body of Dada. Your children have the firm faith that you will make effort and definitely become equal to the Father. The Father is the purifier and the ocean of knowledge. He purifies you. You Gangas of knowledge have emerged from Him. Why is Ganga said? Because all of you are brides. You are all called the Gangas of knowledge. Your children have the intoxication that you are following Srimad, and that you can give all human beings of the world the happiness that no one else can give. The Father has now come to give everyone salvation, and He gives it through your children because He is Karan Karavan How. Therefore, you definitely have to follow the Srimad of such a Father. The Father says, whatever service any of you do, and to whatever extent they do service, they will accordingly receive a high reward for 21st births. However, if it is not in fortune of some, they won't do anything. It is very easy. Day by day, the Father continues to give very good points. The Father says, fill your aprons as much as you want. You can tell whether you are filling your aprons very well or whether you are wasting your time. On the path of devotion, you wasted a lot of time and a lot of energy. You wasted your money and your efforts still went to waste. Look how much effort they make. They do so much chanting, tapasya, giving donations, going on pilgrimages, etc. All of that happens according to the drama. It is now a question of effort. Nothing can be done about that which has passed. It will repeat at its own time. The Father says, now follow Srimad. Don't waste your time here and there. Use your time in a very fruitful way in remembrance of the Father. There are many children who hear what the Father say with one ear and let it out through the other. Those who imbibe these very well will then also definitely serve others. They will not waste their time anywhere. There are many children who remain extroverted throughout the whole day. Your children have to make effort and become introverted. Souls are inside. You have to have the faith that the Father is telling you souls. Children, you have to remain soul conscious. This is real introversion. Our way of becoming introverted is totally unique. You souls that are inside have to listen to everything from the Father. The Father repeatedly explains to you children with love. You have to learn from the mother and father and the special brothers and sisters who do very good service, even though everyone still has a few defects in them. It is also sung, I am without virtue. I have no virtues. The children now have to become virtuous. You can only become that when your intellects are connected in yoga to the Father. Maya will make you wander around a great deal. Some children continue to fall and climb up. Those who remain body conscious continue to fall. Those who remain soul conscious do not fall. They promise the Father that they will definitely do this task, that they will definitely become completely pure. You should have the firm faith inside that you will claim your full inheritance from the Father and that you will not waste your time doing useless things. Your children have to do everything for the livelihood of your bodies. To renounce one's home and family is the work of Hatha Yogi sannyasis. You have to look after your creation very well and also have the faith in your hearts that whatever you see with those eyes is going to be destroyed. By having attachment to those things, you harm yourselves. Have attachment to only the one Father. The main thing is purity. It is because of this that there are many upheavals. There is not as much upheaval because of anger. The Father says, the vice of lust exists in everyone at this time. Everyone is born through vice. You can explain that you are helping to make degraded ones elevated. Your children now have to become soul conscious. Remember the purifier Father. You also call out, O purifier, come. So what would he do when he does come? Surely, you would make you pure. Here it is not a question of bathing. The Father says, constantly remember me alone. There is no other way. It is only with the fire of yoga that you will become pure from impure. From the Iron Age, you will go to the Golden Age. This is the only way. There is no other way. There is only one medicine for all the illness, remembrance of the Father. It is through these that all sorrow will be removed. By remembering the Father, you will also remember your inheritance. The Father means the inheritance, no matter how poor a physical father may be. He would definitely give you an inheritance even if it were only owed the few pennies or even some utensils, etc. Therefore, you first have to remember the Father and then the inheritance of the Father. And then the inheritance, the Father says, Manmana bhav, madhyaji bhava. The Father is explaining to you the essence of all the Vedas and scriptures. No one else knows this essence. The Father tells you directly, children, renounce body consciousness. No one else knows this knowledge. No one else knows this essence. The Father tells you directly, children, renounce body consciousness. You should understand that the Father is speaking to you souls. The incorporeal Father would speak to incorporeal children. Your souls are listening through your ears. It is you who do everything. Under no circumstance must your children become body conscious. Consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father. Also do service because it is through your bodies that you do everything. You definitely have to do that. Some even become unconscious for some time. However, that is not an aspect of knowledge. Here, you only have to make effort to remember the Father, and it is in this that Maya causes a lot of obstacles. You know that you have come into the Father's lap, and so you definitely have to remember the Father. Even when you are preparing bhog, you have to remember Shiv Baba. Previously, when you used to make bhog, you would be remember Krishna, Rama, and Guru Nanak. You used to study the Guru's versions, that is Guru Vani. Only when you prepared everything while you were in remembrance did it become pure. Then that practice was developed. Here too, the practice of remembering the Father should be developed. It is definitely most essential for you to remember the Father as much as possible when preparing bhog and food. However, some children don't remember him. You should remind one another in the kitchen to prepare the food in remembrance of Baba. By doing this, you will become firm. Those who don't have this practice would never remember him. There is a lot of praise of Brahma Bhojan, and so there must definitely be something in that. Even deities desires Brahma Bhojan. Therefore, by preparing food while in remembrance, you benefit yourselves and even those who come. By staying in remembrance, it enters your intellects that you are claiming your inheritance from Shiv Baba. However, some children don't remember him. There is that weakness. As you make progress, some children will emerge who will be completely intoxicated while in remembrance of the Father. Only while in remembrance will they prepare food. Just as a drunk person has his own intoxication, in the same way, children should have this intoxication of having remembrance of the spiritual Father. There is a lot of benefit in this. You have to remember the bridegroom or the Father. The Father is extremely sweet. No one is as sweet as he is. People outside don't know of these things. Only those who belong to the deity religion can understand these things. You are the mother and the father. This is the praise of the incorporeal Father alone. The Father definitely performed such an elevated task. This is why we praised him so much on the path of devotion. The Father now says, "Sweet children, remove your intellect's yoga from everyone else. Remove your intellect's yoga from the whole world, including your own bodies, and constantly remember me alone, and your boat will go across." This is a very inexpensive bargain. However, those who make it are number-wise. This is also predestined in the drama. Baba explains to you so well. You listen to him. Some of you even imbibe it very well. Others simply heard it with one ear and let it out through the other. Some children become refreshed here by listening to him personally, but then as soon as they go out, they forget. They don't remember anything at all. Others will repeat it very well. They will do everything practically that Baba has explained. If you wake up early in the morning and prepare food while in remembrance of Baba, that food will have a lot of power. Your children should have so much intoxication of having to uplift the whole human clan. This is only for the human clan. It is not that you will uplift animals, etc. That is their part of the drama. As are human beings, so they are furniture. There is no rubbish in the golden age. There are so many comforts for you there. Animals and birds, they are very loyal. As are human beings, so all the material around them, what would be the material around those who are poor? The material is wealthy people is so royal. Your children know that Baba is inspiring you to earn a high income. Then it depends on how much each one does. The study is the same. Each one claims a status number-wise. There are kings and queens, subjects, maids and servants of wealthy people and maids and servants of poorer people, etc. It is in your intellects that you are establishing your kingdom with the power of yoga. There is no question of weapons here. That refers to this time. You are claiming the kingdom with the power of yoga. At this time, you are Brahmins, Shaktis. Deities and goodness in the golden age will not have any weapons, etc. Everything that they have shown refers to the present time. the sword of knowledge, the weapon of knowledge. They have then taken all of them to be physical. Your features and your characters are now both changing. You are becoming beautiful from ugly. You are becoming full of all varieties. 16 celestial degrees full. It depends on how much effort each of you makes. There cannot be any lies here. If there is something ugly inside, that would also be visible externally. Baba says, children, become so sweet that everyone wonders who have you as you are. You have the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the whole world. It is only by knowing this cycle that you will become rulers of the globe. Put up a board saying that put up a board saying that the Father is the Creator and that He alone is giving us all this knowledge. You are Brahmins, your caste is unique. The Father is giving knowledge to you Brahmins who are the mouth-born creation of Brahma. Therefore, you should have so much love for Shiv Baba. However, even very good first-class children fail in yoga. Knowledge is very easy. They even speak Murlis very well. But yoga does require effort. It requires effort to have your sins absolved with remembrance. It is in these that many fail. God speaks, I have come to change you from human beings into deities, pure from impure. Only by studying knowledge is salvation received. Therefore, the ocean of knowledge definitely has to give knowledge. Neither the water of oceans nor of rivers can purify you. Your children now understand that you are establishing a kingdom for yourselves. You are becoming soul conscious. You claim your inheritance of knowledge from Baba and become the masters of the world. There is a vast difference between their intellects and your intellects. All of those people do everything for distraction. Whereas everything you do for establishment, you mustn't forget these things. However, those who don't have it in their fortune don't imbibe these things. You should make effort to claim a high status, to pass and claim a high number. You do desire this, but you are not able to make that effort. This study is unlimited. The Father gives you the sovereignty of the world. It is a wonder. He says with a lot of love, children, remembrance me. You have to remember Him deep in your very bones. The Father has come once again. We'll definitely follow the Father's directions and claim our full inheritance. Baba, we now know you. Some have not even seen Baba, and yet they receive a touching while just sitting at home. Some become intoxicated by hearing just a little. Their fortune also accompanies them. Some are influenced by bad company, and so they stop studying. Those who follow Ravan's dictates are separate from those who follow God's dictations. Your children know how the kingdom is being established with the power of yoga. There are many types of physical power. There is only one type of yoga power. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children also says to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found Bab Dada, love, remembrance, good morning, and Namaste, Namaste, Namaste. Essence for Dharana. Number 1. Become introverted and listen to only the one Father. Connect your intellects in yoga to only the one Father and become virtuous. Don't become extroverted. Number 2. Remain in the intoxication of remembering the spiritual Father while preparing and eating food. Become a firm yoga. Blessing of the days. May you become full of unbroken peace and happiness. You making storms into gifts with the awareness of your self-sovereignty. May you become full of unbroken peace and happiness by making storms into gifts with the awareness of your self sovereignty. Explanation is, in order to experience a life full of unbroken peace and happiness, become a master of yourself. For a self sovereign, storms become gifts to make you experienced in the flying stage. Such souls do not experience happiness on the basis of facilities, salvation, or praise, but by experience unbroken peace and happiness on the basis of godly attainments. It's a situation that makes anyone peaceless cannot break your unbroken peace. Slogan of the day is, in order to experience fullness constantly, give blessings and receive blessings. In order to experience fullness constantly, give blessings and receive blessings. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.